Hi everyone, welcome back to Our Great Recipes. Today we're making some homemade pizza dough, so let's begin with our ingredients. First we have sugar, salt, olive oil or vegetable oil, yeast, warm water, and all-purpose flour. And first we're going to begin by activating the yeast. Now we have an instant yeast here, and we have our water about 110 degrees. So we're just going to pour the yeast into the water, add the sugar, and we're going to give this a stir. Now we're just going to set this aside in a warm place for about 5 or 10 minutes. While the yeast is activating, we're going to take our bowl with the all-purpose flour and add the salt to it. And whisk this until it's well combined. After about 10 minutes, the yeast is activated and it's nice and bubbly, just like this. This is the way it should look. Next, it's the process of adding the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients, and we'll begin with the olive oil. Now the yeast. And using a spatula, we're just going to stir this until a nice dough forms. Until it looks just about like this. Now we're going to place this on a floured surface. And we're going to knead this, just using our hands and pushing back and forth, until it's smooth and elastic. Until it looks just about like this. Now this is perfect. Now we're going to add some oil to the bowl. And we're just going to give it a brush around so it's nice and smooth and evenly distributed. Now we're going to form the dough into a ball. So it's nice and round, just about like this. And we're going to place it into the oiled bowl. Drizzle a little bit of oil over it. Cover with some saran wrap. And we'll put this in a warm place for about an hour, or until it doubles in size. After an hour, you can see that the dough has doubled in size, so we're ready to take this out now. Actually, before we take it out, we need to punch the dough, and this is a process just of releasing the air. We're just going to press it down. I'm going to cut this in half because this is going to make two pizzas. Okay. Now I'm going to remove the one side, and make it into a round ball. Just about like this. I'm going to place this on a floured surface. Sprinkle a bit of flour on top, and I'm going to press it out. Now you're probably saying to yourself, well, if he were a true Italian, he'd be throwing and flopping this thing in the air. But I'm not an Italian, and I'm not throwing and flopping it. Now I'm just going to use my hands. I'm just going to start to stretch it out a bit, just around the outer edges. And notice it's maintaining its shape, its circular shape. I've stretched this out until it's about the same size as the pan I'm using. Now this is going to be an 8-inch pizza. If you want it a little bigger, you might have to use a little more dough and stretch it out a little more. Next, I'm going to spray the bottom of my pizza pan just with some baking spray. And I'm going to place the pizza dough in. And I'm just going to finesse and shape it to exactly the size of the pan, until it's just about like this, and this is ready for our toppings now. And we're going to give this a few pokes with a fork so it doesn't bubble up while baking. And now it's ready for the sauce and the toppings. And believe me, this is really good pizza dough. It makes a nice, thick, crusty pizza. For exact measurements on this recipe, visit our website at ourgreatrecipes.com. And as always, have a wonderful day and bon appetit.